Welcome. This is Barry Jones again from the Angel School, and I'd like to thank everyone who has been viewing our weekly angel readings. And this reading is also for the 2nd of July through the 8th, 2012. So we're beginning a new month. And last week we were talking about surrendering and going inward and listening to our hearts. So really surrendering to the messages and our soul's guidance and surrendering to God as well. And I'm sure, like most of us, this is not an easy thing to do as we now are approaching, 2012 December and this whole shift in consciousness. And so what this has really been asking us to do, as we've probably all experienced over the last month, and for some of us been noticing the subtleties of changes in ourselves over the year or a couple of years, we're noticing that now the energy of consciousness is really asking us to come more in alignment with this change of command. I like to think that of it as our soul. Consciousness is now taking the front seat, and our ego is taking the back seat. So there's that change of command, and so it's like getting a new operating system in which you have to update, applications. There, we have to update our daily applications of our soul, in the sense that we are so used to reacting to our world through fear, through our ego, and now we're being asked to respond to our world through unconditional love, non-judgment, compassion. And so these weeks, I feel that we are really being given, things are being brought to light. Some of the things I was saying before is that things are being brought to light. So they showed me a lamp, and it's kind of like in our lives right now, it feels a little bumpy, these changes, but these changes bring light or an enlightenment about yourself, about your purpose, about who you really want to be, who you have the opportunity to choose to be at this time. And so, it's like we're still polishing up our skills, so to speak, refining ourselves spiritually, and really trying to put in a spiritual practice, like, really integrating this new heart energy with exercise, meditation, yoga, any kind of movement, really connecting in with our divine feminine aspect of ourselves more, our intuition, learning to listen to that, to trust it is really, really big, learning to trust our intuition, and also to let go of guardedness. We as sensitive light workers, we often tend to end up protecting our hearts, and we're so out there, and we're usually our hearts are always exposed and right on our shoulders, and so, but there's also that ego aspect of us that tends to want to hold back. And so if you are feeling like you are, being asked to step up to the plate now, a role of leadership, don't guard your heart. This is the time now to really listen to your heart and follow it. And don't forget to ask your angels, as they told me before I started filming this. Don't forget to ask the angels to help you to keep your heart clear and to help you to feel safe in expressing what's inside your heart. We really need you out there doing your work of love in the world right now. This is very much the key focus of all of this change and shifting that is going to happen in our world, is that unconditional love. And sometimes that love may take on assertive roles of action. Whatever it is, don't be afraid of it, and to really stay grounded in that love and compassion. So really, that's why it's so important for us to stay connected and really listen to our hearts now, because it's a way of practicing that mission. So let's see what card we have for the first part of the week. And this card has come up before as we've worked with the Romance Angel cards. I think the first week, this past life relationship. So it says, you have known each other before. And I get a sense still that this is still having to do with, like I just said before, things that are going to be coming up. They are probably past life related. So what you want to look for are any patterns that you have noticed in yourself. And I think in this week, you're going to really see some patterns from the past that may be coming up for you. And I would go back to my childhood and think about, see if you can find a pattern stemming from before age 13, because things that happen to us before age 13 usually have to do with past life issues. So in this week, for the first couple of days, as you are interacting and you're paying attention, being aware, notice what patterns seem to come up for you. And then try to become aware of that pattern, and just try not to, what you do is to not react with that to that pattern, but to respond to it. And so sit back sometime and just get some perspective about that. And then let's look at the middle of the week. All right. Oh, and this first card, I did see the name Jennifer. So if there's a viewer whose name is Jennifer, this card has in particular a meaning for you. The next card says, let your friends help you. So it says, ask for and accept support from others. So, yes, there could be a friend that could really, someone that you trust, who you may want to share with, some of these patterns that you feel comfortable talking with. I also get, again, because I was given this before the reading, to really, the friends have to do with your angels. So think of the angels in your life, people who are like angels to you, or someone who may come to you whom you may not know at all, and will really be like an angel to you. So be open to the forms that the angels may take. This week, you may have an actual visitation from an angel, or to remember to call on your angels and ask them to help you keep your heart open, as I said before, or be open to angels who may be walking amongst you at that right moment and right time. And so keep your heart open, keep the compassion flowing, and you may be able to receive some help that you need. And our final card for the weekend is let go of control issues. So this card, I feel, is very important. It says allow the situation to unfold naturally. And so the first thought that comes to me from the angels is that this has a lot to do with the first card, this pattern that we're looking at, which is very common for most of us, especially in this shifting of consciousness. We have to learn to let go of our control issues. So this weekend, as you may have some time to really sit back, and they were showing me sitting in a rocking chair, looking out a window, which means for me, windows about perspective, and just, that rocking chair, it reminds us all of our grandparents, just retiring and relaxing. And so this weekend, take some time to relax and, get some perspective about how you try to control your life. Going back to last week, surrendering everything to God, surrendering it to the universe, knowing and accepting, first of all, that the power of God's love is unconditional. It is infinite source, always flowing to fulfill every need before we know that we have need of it. From the moment that we conceive something that we want or that something that we don't want, the need, the opposite answer is comes immediately and is fulfilled for us vibrationally. So all we need to do is just really step out of the way and allow, just like if you're sitting on a river or watching a river go by, and you're watching the water ripple, or the leaf, or a leaf sitting on it. Everything, that leaf, think of yourself as that leaf, surrender and just flow with the current of life that is Source, God, that knows what you're needing, and it knows exactly where you need to go in order to fulfill it. You're being called, we're being asked to and called in alignment with our higher self, and this is so important. So this week, just be aware. They told me to show me the number 2, which have faith in the changes that are coming. To not worry, and if anyone is writing a book or something like this is a message also for you to to not worry, to have faith, and to continue to work on the project. And there may be some changes that may need to take place, but ask your angels, let your friends help you, and let go of the control, and then it will flow for you. So take some time, go out in the park, take breaks, and then come back. And you will find that your answers will be met for you, waiting for you when you return. And this goes for any situation, for anyone. Well, I'd like to thank you all for joining us this week. And I would like to ask you to continue to leave comments and subscribe and like us on the YouTube, and I send you angel blessings, and I surround you with wings of love. God bless you all.